Moving on to our coronavirus coverage this afternoon. Teachers in Wisconsin will now have priority access to the COVID-19 vaccine. The committee in charge of such decisions this morning in our state moved educators to the front of the line. Adriana Mendez shows us why the committee made that choice.
Committee members say the challenges are twofold. One, there's not sufficient supply of the vaccine, and two, the distribution process is still a work in progress. But once more vaccines become available, new groups will be eligible to receive a dose. Health officials with the state's Medical Advisory Committee approved additional groups to be included in the current phase of the vaccination rollout. Committee members heard from their colleagues from a vaccine subcommittee who was tasked with creating the list. Wednesday, the subcommittee suggested expanding the current phase, known as 1B, to include 1.6 million people.
The intent is to get as much vaccine into people who need it as possible, but we're also paralyzed to some extent by creating such huge groups.
The 1B group now consists of 911 operators, prisoners, those in the food chain industry, educators, and bus drivers. With such a large group, the committee voted to move teachers and K-12 staff to the front of the line, giving them priority in the 1B phase. In making the decision, several committee members cited the challenges some students are facing through virtual learning, especially in rural areas.
They do allow a vulnerable population, minors, kids, to be able to go as quickly back to any sense of normalcy.
But other committee members argued there should be no priorities given, that each group in phase 1B is essential to society in their own way.
The kids need to get to school so they can eat, but then again, we need the food chain to be able to bring that food to them.
Despite having different opinions on those who should be vaccinated next, at the end of the day, committee members say their common goal is ultimately the same.
We want to get as much vaccine out as possible, as quickly as possible.
Now this list now goes to the secretary designee for final approval. In Milwaukee, Adriana Mendez, TMJ4 News.